Hey Virgos, let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is for the second half of May. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, listen. We got the owl here, so I'm okay. I'm so here for this. So first of all, do you see all the rainbow colors here? Can you see all that? This card in the background has all the colors of the rainbow behind, so I'm here for that. But what's even better is that the owl equates to the 10 of cups in the tarot. Now, traditionally, the 10 of cups is a happy family next to a house under a rainbow. Okay. The owl medicine is very much about, first of all, it's air energy, right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, which is very much about, the realm of the mind, and anxiety stems from the mind, right? So there's something about that. And again, if the anxiety, we don't necessarily, if you're not really feeling that description of it, if it's not anxiety, then there's a feeling within you that's a bit like, out of accordance, or feeling like there's something missing or something that needs to be done, but I can't remember what it is, or I feel like I'm forgetting something. It's anything that feels like it's not in the flow of sure-footedness. Okay. And anything that's not of the present moment, really. So owl medicine is about, which is really fascinating. Remember, we were talking about the light and the shadow aspects, the yin and yang, the black and white. The owl is very much about seeing as well as you do in the darkness during the day. So Ted Andrews, animal medicine guru, says of the owl that the sun lives through the owl at night, which means that the owl doesn't only see well at night. It's as if the sun exists through the owl's eyes at nighttime, meaning it might as well be high noon at nighttime for the owl. That's how well it sees. So it's about seeing oneself and others very clearly, right? Again, we have this duality of the light and dark and the shadow, but 10 of cups, rainbows, happiness, and then clear sight. Also, owl represents intuition. Hello. We were talking about that, feminine aspect of intuition and staying connected in that way as well. But I also feel like it's beautifully embodying masculine as well, because owls are predators that hunt and know when to go in for the kill, right? This is really interesting here. The owl coming up, this is really a time of introspection and clear seeing, right? And I feel like it has a lot to do with your perspective. A lot to do with your perspective. Let's see what's going on. Is going on for Virgo. Okay. Here for it. So, right. Swords of the mind. Again, here we are. More air energy for you. What? I've heard this said, and I could not agree with it more, that in my experience as well, Virgos are basically they're actually, now that I'm about to say it, it's very true. Virgos are the most air signs out of the earth signs. That's why Virgos and Aquarians vibe so well. It's really interesting, because Aquarians are kind of the equivalent of the earth sign and of the air signs, which is saying something. So it's interesting that that's coming up for you here with the Page of Swords on Earth, Roadrunner with the sword. So, Page of Swords is about information, it's about realization, and it's about insights. So again, what you see and your perception, back to the owl, right? So I feel like this is good information and insights that are available to you, but I feel like with the Roadrunner, it's directly related to the path ahead for you. But I also want to say, it feels like there's an aspect of you that is running away from a truth that you may not want to look at, or may be uncomfortable. What in your life do you know is maybe not working as well as you deserve for it to be, but it's uncomfortable for you to acknowledge that, because then you would be required to do something about it. That is a superpower of Virgos, is when you guys are aware and fully accepting that something needs to change, you guys excel at taking action around it. You're not one to cool on your heels. Now, you can deny and avoid and look away like the rest of us, but once you really accept it and are willing to look at it, or once the universe makes it so that you can't not look at it or admit it, as it were, you're like, okay, let's do it then. You are not comfortable with the to-do list, right? And this feels like there's a couple things on that to-do list that you're going the other way from. And I don't know if it's because it induces anxiety, like that tiger, or if it's just you're focusing on other things that are a little, you can have more control over, like in a more overt way that maybe doesn't involve other people or doesn't involve hurting someone's feelings or leaving something that's no longer working. Sometimes we don't want to take action around things that aren't working, because by doing so, it would open us up to, I don't know what comes next as a result. So Page of Swords can also be an aspect of being called to live in the question as well. What else is going on? And here we are. The turning of the tide. I've been hearing Gandalf in my head like all day. It's very like like Lord of the Rings right now. But anyway, when is it not though? So we have the devil here. This is Capricorn energy, your earth sign fellow here. You know, this is really interesting because the devil speaks of fear and the ways in which we trap ourselves and addictions and feeling bound to things, right? The rabbit here represents fear. So there's a light and a shadow aspect to rabbit energy, just like everything else. The light side of rabbit energy is abundance and fertility and possibility. Anticipation, happy anticipation of what is to come and could be. The shadow side of rabbit energy is self-fulfilling prophecy of the worst sort, which is worst case scenario thinking. Like, I just know one day the eagle's going to find me and eat me. And the rabbit tells all his friends this all the time. And then just so to the point where the eagle, or let's say the owl, is alerted to his location because he's just talking about how one day it's going to go terribly wrong. And then he makes it happen, or she makes it happen, because that's a self-fulfilling prophecy nature of it, right? There are things that you're being asked to recognize. And I feel like it's the ways in which you either do a disservice to yourself, or this fear of entrapment, or these fears or kind of, aspects that you're being asked to really like. I'm hearing a Jewel song, but I can't think of the exact lyric. No longer lend your thoughts to that which you wish to be free from. I don't know if I butchered that. I don't know if the word is thoughts, but I feel like for you it's thoughts. No longer lend your thoughts to that which you wish to be free from. I just got shivvies. I think the song is A Life Uncommon, if you want to look it up. Thoughts or strength. I think for you it's thoughts. Wow. There we go. Okay. So we got the Three of Swords here. This is listen, do you see all these sharp points? Do you see the sharp beak of the owl? How it like rips into flesh, you know? And then you have the sword, the sharpness of the sword, and then the sharpness of the beak. And then you have the sharpness of these, I think, traps, hunter's traps, I suppose. And then the sharpness of the teeth and the sharpness of the claws. And then you have the three swords here and the sharpness of the tusks of the elephant here. I'm hearing it's all going to come down to a fine point. Like, I feel like you are quickly approaching, especially during this season, which is really going to make it impossible for you not to look at these aspects of yourself that are less than comfortable or less than desirable. And I feel like there's you can either choose to work with this energy as it is from a place of acceptance and allowance and move through whatever discomfort may come as a result, knowing that the payoff is the rainbow. Right? Or we can resist and say, no, I don't want to look there. I want to look over here and keep my head down and stay busy and not focus on this inner nagging feeling I have that something needs to change or something is wrong or something within me that feels, like something isn't quite right. This could even be for some of you, by all appearances, everything is going really well, but something within you is going, something's not right. Something needs my attention. I forgot something. I left something on a list somewhere. It's those inner feelings that are coming forward. It's your intuition, your owl, right? Three of Swords, traditionally speaking, is about heart pain. It's about pain related to the past. It's about mourning. It's about trauma. It's about family pain, right? I want to point something out. I feel like that's the medicine of this for y'all, is that the elephant is hermit energy. Did you know that? It's a beautiful hermit energy that is the remover of obstacles. You guys as Virgos are the hermit, right? So there's something about this that I feel like this is coming through for you, saying like, whatever this is within you that wants to be looked at or wants your attention, you don't even have to know exactly what it is. You can just have a feeling that something is not sitting well, or maybe you're very aware of what needs your attention or needs to shift. Within that, if you can accept it and allow yourself to sit with whatever wants to come up for you, the payoff is going to be the remover of obstacles. That's the payoff. Are you willing to let go of what no longer is alive for you, of what needs to be released and maybe mourned? There's something about that. It's like you want to be moved into something new. It's rainbows. It's, you know what I mean, alignment, right? But it feels like there's first it's about naming it, right? Accepting it, acknowledging it, right? You rip the mask off that thing and acknowledge it for what it is, right? And then mourning whatever comes up for you around that, and knowing that your obstacles are going to be removed as a result of you coming into acceptance around it, right? But your higher self is asking for your attention. That is for sure. Let's go ahead and get an oracle. I'm feeling like the apple. No, you know what? Let's get advice. Let's get some advice. Ooh, look what's on the bottom here. 3 swords. Let's get some advice for Virgo. Let's get some advice. Perfection in every way. Your advice is Queen of Cups. Well, I'm not surprised at all. So the water, right? Queen of Cups, she's water energy, right? She's Cancer, she's Pisces, she's what? Scorpio. And what are we in the time in? The full moon in Scorpio. So Queen of Cups, she feels her emotions so deeply that sometimes they can be very overwhelming. But you are being advised to feel your feelings. Do you see how all of this is arid? All of this is in the desert. You see all this? Swords, desert, devil, desert, hotness, right? And then your advice is to literally go be by the water. But of course, as your Virgo selves, you're going to have like your foot on a piece of like earth, like boop. And I feel like this is a message for you. You will stay connected to the earth. You will, this is not going to, facing these things, really sitting with your emotions that come up, allowing whatever wants to come up to flow within and through you and out of you. It's not going to kill you. And really, it is going to be a very helpful release. Emotions that are trapped within the body result in illness. Do you ever have you ever noticed at the times that you get sick? Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed that when you get sick, it's not usually when like everything's going really well and you're really content with life. It's usually like the universe coming in to say like, okay, no. Be still and be, right? There's always, it kind of seems to link up that way, right? So you're really being called to take some sick days around whatever this is, or some time with it, and really allow whatever wants to come up so that you can have sort of these, finer points and all of recognition around what this stuff is, because there's stuff brewing like these storm clouds but it's like a tiger wisp. It's not of your home environment or element. It's not real. It's not transmuting it. You can acknowledge it and integrate it, right? But this is right up in your face, Virgo. So Spirit is coming forward advising you the best way through is through, not the other way. Don't run the other way, right? It's really allowing this stuff to come within and through you. It may elicit discomfort. It may lead to some realizations that you may not know what to do with, or might be, elicit some deep feeling within you, maybe even some real sadness or frustration. But Virgo, there is no other way. The only other way is to fight the tide and avoid it, and then have a series of tower moments. You are being invited and encouraged to sit with whatever comes up and wants your attention. It is for your best good. Okay. I'm feeling this one. Let's get an oracle for you. I'm really glad I got that advice. Let's get an oracle for Virgo. Oracle for Virgo. By the way, I'm really drawn to the fact that all of this is arid. We were talking about needing water, and then we have Queen of Cups, Queen of Water. Anyway, I'm so happy to see this for you. So this says Spirit Guide, Shaman, Beautiful Hummingbird. Guess what hummingbird equates to in the Kim Cran's, animal deck? Guess what hummingbird equates to? Page of Swords, interestingly enough. Anyway, this is so, so beautiful, you guys. So another fine point here. I don't know if you noticed that fine point. Shaman, Spirit Guide, you have all of the help and support that you need. And I feel like, elephants also represent ancestors, as do owls. So I feel like there's another message in that for you to say, like, really go within, allow what wants to come up, and know, especially back to that rainbow, that you have all of the support that you need to do this work or sit with what's coming up. This is really beautiful. Also, shaman. Shamans go into the dark depths of the underworld in order to retrieve information and or healing for their people with which to take back and heal their communities. So what are we talking about with all the energy that's going on here, doing the shadow work and integrating it forward? I feel like it's going to lead to a lightness of being for you that empowers you to make different choices, different informed choices, because you've integrated those shadows as opposed to denying them and not looking at them. When we deny our shadows, it still affects us subconsciously, and then we end up making choices from fear and not love. And then it's like a ever, it cycles back, and then more towers happen, so we get another chance to make love-based choices instead of fear-based choices, right? So it's kind of a cycle that you are being invited to step outside of, right? Spirit guide, shaman, really going within and knowing that the information that comes as a result is going to be very sweet, ultimately, maybe a bit challenging or a lot, but it is for the highest and best good, absolutely. Also, I'm getting with this to ask for signs, okay? Ask for signs. This is going to come in the form of synchronicities, repeating numbers, deja vu. Ask for signs. It can be very encouraging to get those signs because it's just a nudge that you are on your highest and best path, and that you have these, spirit helpers and guides here and ancestors to help support you as well. So, for example, when I say ask for signs, there's a bit of an art to it, really. Let's say that I wanted a sign around, I'm thinking about leaving my current job, for an example, right? I could say, okay, Spirit, if leaving this job is what I'm being encouraged to do for my highest and best good, then show me, and then, choose a sign, usually from nature is best. I like to meditate for a sign and let whatever sign wants to come to me, but it doesn't really matter. You can choose it for yourself, something that's significant to you. Let the universe work out how it comes through. Let's say hummingbirds, because it's coming up for you, or owls. Let's say, okay, if it's in my highest and best good for me to leave my job, then show me 3 hummingbirds in 3 days. Right? Make it time specific and make it specific in general. Make it specific in general, but generally speaking, make it specific. No, but put a time frame and try to choose a symbol from nature, and then keep your eyes open and see what you see. And more often than not, where you see those symbols will be in significant places. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you'll be talking, you'll come upon a commercial for someone who's talking about how they left their job and started their own business, and it's called Hummingbird Corp or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm hearing that for you. That can be very empowering, and you can work with your guides in that way and say, okay, then, well, if I need to do something or something isn't, in accordance with where I'm meant to be, then okay, then let's work this out. Show me, show up for me. Show me these signs. Right? You can do that. You can enlist the universe to work with you. It wants to. Your guides they literally wait in the wings going, okay, come on, coach, put me in, coach, put me in, coach. Okay? You absolutely have this, Virgo. And it can also be quite fun to watch the universe and your guides respond to you in this way, because truly you are a co-creator magician, and the universe will always conspire to prove you right. So if you go into this with, I believe and I know that I can align to a path that is going to make me happy and loved and love-based and allow me to really embody love, then that's what it is, and it's already done. Now I'm going to ask for some signs to help, show me the way forward towards that and claim it, right? You absolutely got this, Virgo. This is a really interesting, energetic time. Roll with it. And know that it's all happening in accordance with everything that is good. And it is good. With that being said, I so hope that this helped and resonates. If so, please do let me know in the comments below, because I absolutely love reading your comments. Please like, please share, please subscribe. It's so appreciate it. And with that being said, just thank you. Thank you, Virgos. Thank you so much for being here. And most of all, and as always, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.